tuning in to Into Black. On this channel, we don't chase uptrends, we don't chase downtrends. We're focused, smart crypto investors. Let's jump right into it. Is the pandemic going to kill Bitcoin? Is it going to kill the cryptocurrency market? That's a question that some people are asking. And as we get deeper and deeper into this pandemic, as it affects the United States, as it affects Europe, as it affects Africa, as it affects Australia and South America, everywhere around the world has been affected by this virus. That's undeniable. But it's not the first time that we've had a pandemic. About 100 years ago, we had the Spanish flu. What did the markets do in response to that? Well, there was quite a dip in 1918 and quite a dip in 1919, but then the markets started to recover. They recovered and ushered us into the roaring 20s as it's remembered in history. In the United States, we were off to the races until eventually there was a massive crash in the late 20s. We all know the story. Now, we're in the middle of this pandemic. We've seen what happened in March of 2020. We saw the Dow Jones Industrial collapse right before our eyes, dropping more than 30%, seemingly overnight. We saw that happen. Is this a real representation of what the economy is actually like? Does the stock market reflect what's happening in the real world, so to speak? I don't think it is. So the question is not whether the stock market is going to rebound, because if history repeats itself, it will certainly rebound. It will continue to inflate itself. It will become an even more inflated collection of assets, just as it was in the 1920s, leading to another collapse, another major collapse, which will make the March 2020 collapse look like a joke. It's all coming. What does that mean for Bitcoin? Because in March, Bitcoin also had a massive drop. It dropped over 30%. It hit a low of about $4,000 per Bitcoin. Other cryptocurrencies, including Ethereum, dropped to near all-time lows themselves. So the future for Bitcoin, what does it look like? Will the coronavirus kill Bitcoin? Let's see the roller coaster ride that Bitcoin has been on for the last decade, a little bit over a decade. It's had its crashes and it's had its rises. So will this finally be the end of Bitcoin? This coronavirus, will it not just kill hundreds of thousands of Americans, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of citizens around the world, but also the cryptocurrency market? We can see the writing on the wall. We can see how currencies are collapsing all around the world. Not just in Venezuela over the last few years, not just in Turkey, but also in Zimbabwe. In many countries around the globe, currencies are being ground into dust, including the United States currency, the US dollar. We see how the buying power of the US dollar has been decreasing year by year over the last few decades. It's not going to stop. The solution in 2008 during the Great Recession was to print more money. The solution during this pandemic has been to print more money. However, what do you see people doing in Turkey, in Zimbabwe? What do you see them doing in Venezuela, where their currencies have steadily been dropping because of inflation? You see them turning to Bitcoin. The same thing will be a reality in the United States of America, because when people lose hope and lose faith in fiat currency, historically they have fled with their money to Bitcoin. As long as their currency is worth something, they want to preserve the value of their hard-earned money, and they do it in Bitcoin. It's happening right now in Turkey. We're at all-time levels of individuals who are putting their money into Bitcoin for safekeeping, because they believe in the value of Bitcoin, because they believe in the long-term gains that they will receive. So my thinking is no. I'm absolutely convinced that the coronavirus will not kill Bitcoin. Instead, I believe over the next year, the coronavirus will have proven to be a catalyst for mass adoption of Bitcoin, a catalyst for investors who are looking for value that will hold over time. Not just hold over time, but that will increase over time. Something that will give them gains instead of keeping their money in worthless fiat currency that will continue and continue to lose its value over time. We can expect the stock market to continue to rise. We've seen this game before. We've seen it rise and inflate to a point that's beyond comprehension, and then it comes crashing down. We're in a cycle, and we will continue this cycle until either they stop printing money or people lose faith in the US dollar itself. So I see this as an opportunity for cryptocurrency investors, and that's why I promote on this channel strategy of dollar cost averaging, because we don't need to predict or try to guess when the stock market is going to crash again. We don't need to try to predict when the Bitcoin price will explode. We don't need to try to predict that. What we need to do is we need to continue to invest regularly, day by day, week by week, month by month. Continue to put away whatever you can afford and invest religiously in Bitcoin, in Ethereum, in the cryptocurrencies that you believe in, the platforms that you believe in. Dollar cost average is the safe, smart, wise way to go. So we're not chasing the up and the downtrends, but we're focused on reaching our long-term cryptocurrency gains. Let's see how this year works out. Let's see how much gains we can realize with the help of the coronavirus. When people become desperate, they take desperate measures. Many Americans will take that seemingly big risk to explore a new asset in order to make gains. It's just down the pipe. It's just down the road. It's coming like a wave, and it's gaining mass and gaining speed. Continue to invest. If you haven't seen my video on using Coinbase as a foundation for your dollar cost averaging strategy, check that video out. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. We come at you every day with a short video meant to encourage, meant to motivate you, and meant to inform you on everything that is dollar cost averaging and long-term cryptocurrency investing. I hope this video has been helpful to you. If so, say something in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And as always, stay smart, stay in the